Hey everybody, and welcome back. And today we're going to be going over that Greninja EX deck I posted a few months ago. Everybody wanted the deck list, so we're going to get right into it. And let's talk about the star of the show. Let's talk about Greninja EX. There's a couple of my work buddies that really like this card, and it kind of reminds you of Pidgeot. And I feel like there's a couple of differences here. Pidgeot, it's not as damage dealing as Greninja EX. Shinobi Blade putting 170 on the board is really crucial for a lot of EXs to go down. It also works in tandem with a couple of the cards in this deck that we're going to talk about today as we go through the deck list. And then, of course, we have Mirage Barrage. You discard 2 energies from this Pokemon and you do 120 to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Or 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. The energy spread's a little weird in this deck, but we'll get into it. I have not tested this deck in Mega Evolution, so this is pre-Mega Evolution, okay? Like I said, if you want to try it out, you can check over on the side. The whole picture of the deck as I go through it is there, but also it is down below in the description. I'm also going to see how much it is to craft the entire deck, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to get that information for you guys. As you see, I've got 55,801 points, so I can craft pretty much anything that I want to. I've also got another really good deck cooking to be slicing through very soon. It's in testing right now. Alright, so then of course we have one Frogadier. So we have the 2-2-1 package on the Greninja line. That is because we actually run it with Excadrill EX. Now Excadrill EX usually works better with Frostlass because Frostlass sets up all of the damage dealing and consistent damage dealing, so that when you go into Excadrill EX, you can simply go for the Piercing Drill. Piercing Drill does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon that already has damage counters on it. However, I have used Rock Tumble quite a bit. It's not affected by resistance, so that's really nice, just to do a nice chunk of damage. Also, this stacks really nicely to take out any EX in the game, and 60 and 170 also stack really nicely with EX damage, so that's really important. However, the starters of the deck are going to be the Noctowl and the Hoothoot line, set up by the Rotom. This is a first turn card fan call, so once during your turn you can search your deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less, reveal them and put them into your hand and then shuffle your deck. Afterward, you cannot use more than 1 call ability during your turn, fan call. So you have to open with this card in order to make it live. Otherwise, it's just kind of a dead card. We do run one stadium, so you can get Assault Landing going. This right here, I only run a 1-1 package. I do have a couple of builds with more. I had trouble fitting it in. But Jewel Seeker is just so strong, and we already run a Terra Pokemon, which is Greninja, which is what my entire idea was behind the deck in the beginning. Because we have other starter pieces like Mew EX and Squawkabilly to fix our bad hand. So Mew, of course, restart. Once during your turn, you can draw until you have 3 cards. And then, of course, you can Genome Hack. And then the other starter of the deck is, of course, Squawkabilly. Once during your first turn, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. Motivate is also really good, believe it or not. One of the biggest really cool things about this deck is it doesn't require a whole lot of energy. I know you can do Mirage Barrage, but you can just live on Shinobi Blade and Piercing Drill, so you don't have a very high energy cost in the deck, and you don't really attack with Noctowl. Drillbur's not really too much to write home about, but let's talk about one of the techs I got in this deck, Okie Dokie. Adrena Power. If it has any dark energy attached, it gets 100 HP. And the attacks do 100 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. That is 170 damage for 2 energies, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I realize you have to put the dark energy in the 2 fighting, but that's where we come into some of the key trainers. I'm going to say the key trainer in this deck is Crispin. I love this card. It came out. I think I run 2 in this deck. I do run 2 in this deck. You search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards of different types. You reveal them. You put 1 in your hand. You attach the other one to one of your Pokemon, and you shuffle your deck. Great card. Just fantastic card alongside Hilda. So, a pretty standard trainer line. We've got 2 Hildas here. You search your deck for an evolution and an energy card, and put them into your hand and shuffle your deck afterward. I do like Dawn in the new format. We got to pay attention because come rotation, there's going to be a lot of change in trainer cards. You're going to have to get a lot of more resources to get to your cards because we're going to lose a lot of key cards. 2 energy retrieval. Hero's Cape. Hero's Cape, it literally gives my boy 200 HP and 170 damage a pop, and that's just too good in this deck. Also, Greninja, being able to get extra HP and being able to search cards while dealing damage, it's basically a better Pidgeot. I couldn't find room for Pidgeot in this deck, so I opted to go with the Noctowl Hoothoot line. Most decks that I run Terra, my main deck that I play or have been playing is Raging Bolt. And Raging Bolt and Ogerpon are both Terra cards, Terra Crystal cards, so Jewel Seeker is always live, so it's a 2-2 line or 2 or 3-2 line or something like that in that deck. But we'll get back to that later. Night Stretcher, put a Pokemon or basic energy card from your discard pile to your hand. 3 Nest Ball to get into your basic Pokemon. Once again, more text. Big Air Balloon. This stage 2 has no retreat cost. This is for Greninja. I was looking for cards that could give me this benefit. I could run Rescue Board. My logic here was, okay, this is a retreat cost of 1, so not only does Greninja EX able to search whatever card that he wants to, he also has a simple retreat card of 1. Those could easily be Rescue Boards. Let me know down below in the description if you play Rescue Board instead. That would give Excadrill a retreat cost of 2. It's only a stage 1, so I was trying to come up with that situation. Going through the rest of the trainers, we got 1 the Boss's Way, 3 Iono, 2 Arven, 1 Technical Machine Evo, 1 Super Rod, and of course the Crispin. Let's see, trying to scroll down here. After that, we have, of course, 2 Professor's Research for draw power. Discarding your hand and drawing 7. Lily's Determination is way better now. I know this. It wasn't out then. 2 Ultra Balls. Search power is too good. 2 Switches. Rare Candies, 2 of those. And 3 Earthen Vessels. Like I said, guys, I already have a really good video that did pretty well on the channel of Greninja. I do have a little bit more for you. I have I believe a second Greninja build. We just got to be careful not to reveal what else I was working on at the time of this video. I think it's this right here. It's going to be about the same thing. A couple changes here. And basically that is still a 2-2-1 line. A 1 line of Cleafa for draw power. Grasping draw until you have 7. I think this is kind of like the build I had prior, before I built the actual build. Because, of course, I got the Squawk. This one has a 3-2 line of the Noctowl and Hoothoot. Even though you only run a 2 line of Greninja, you always see this card. You always get into this card. You also have Pheasantipity to set up things. Yeah, this is the other build that has, like, the Max Rod and the 4 Superior Energy Retrievals for Buddy Poffin. Guys, you need to get used to Buddy Poffin, because we're going to have to use this card after rotation. So, keep this card in mind right here. This has 4 Rare Candy. This does not have the more creative build with the Okie Dokie. This just has 13 Water Energies. I'll also leave this build down below in the description if you're interested in trying it. The trainer lane is the trainer lineup is very similar to the rest. I appreciate you guys watching. I also want to give you guys just a little bit of numbers. I do like numbers. I've always liked numbers. So let's talk about numbers for just a second on the channel, okay? So I came back January 2nd, all right? I came back January 2nd. And I believe at January 2nd, what we were looking at here on the Retro Knight YouTube channel, we were looking at, of course, we've gained 4 subs, so welcome to all the new people. We also have gained over 2,000 views and over 40-something watch hours in the last 3 days. Just to give you guys some numbers. You guys are loving Pokemon ZA, and I'm loving bringing it to you. So thank you guys so much for that. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Just looking at some numbers here, the Mega Raichu short is 443. The Crabominal video is 346. The Marowak is sitting, I believe, at 196. I'm sorry, 441. 441, 380 on Crabominable, 699 on the Mega Raichu video, and then, of course, the short did over 1,000. So that is 3 videos and 1 short, ladies and gentlemen. And we have gotten that much growth out of the channel. You guys deserve this deck list, and you deserve a heck of a lot more. We'll continue tonight at 12:35 a.m. at the stroke of morning on the channel for the next short. That's today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like I said, I got something really cool in the works, and I guess I can give you a tease what it's about. So we're going to type in Haxorus here. Okay, these are the 2 cards the deck is about. It has to deal with Bring Down the Axe and Axe Blast. And I got some really cool creative text I'm testing in it. I will tell you, the deck is incredibly weak to Charizard and Grimmsnarl. I'm having trouble with both of those and outs. I've got a really surprising way to get around Charizard, but taking it into the deck is kind of like almost like sideboarding, and it's going to make the deck super inconsistent. I cannot toolbox Noctowl into this deck because this does not run any Terra Pokemon. The cool thing about the deck I'm working on, especially like with this, if it's a basic Pokemon, it knocks it out. So this absolutely destroys Raging Bolt Toolbox, Ogerpon, any of the forms. It absolutely destroys them. And then this also destroys Cornerstone, because this doesn't have a rule box. So that's very important. And then we have this over here. Lately, I haven't ran into a lot of decks that run special energy, but if they do, Bring Down the Axe for 1 energy automatically knocks them out if they have any special energy. Also, this card comes out really fast with 230 hard-hitting damage. Also, Crosscut for 160, so it's kind of a dual threat toolbox deck. So look forward to that. I have this specifically tied in to something else I'm doing on the channel, so it's going to be a bit longer before you see that in action. But I'll see you guys next time. Rate, comment, sub, and peace out.